Shine, it's a brand new day with Mo and News. It's time to have your say. She's got the scoop, the stories, all the latest trends. Mo's got the news, let's hear it. My dear friends, from politics to showbiz, no story's too small. Mo covers it all. She's got the inside call, her voice so smooth, like honey in the summer sun. With Mo on the mic, you know the news is always fun. Mornings with Mo, the best newsy news in the world. With her style so classic and her stories unfurled, from morning till night, she's got us in the know. Turn on your radio, let Mo's newsy news flow.
Howdy everyone. It is the 9th of December and we are surviving in our own special way here in the Mo house. We have possibly two. I refuse to get sick, so I am saying no on being sick, but middle daughter is driving herself to the walk-in clinic because she thinks she has strep or whatever Dr. Google told her she has. I don't know. But it is a really nice thing where you're like, you have a car. You can drive yourself to the walk-in clinic. That's always interesting. And thank you, Wolfram, for doing the Modly Mod stuff. Alice G, good morning. Good morning, Jen, Devka, and Tammy and Phoenix Fire. Welcome. So hopefully you guys are having a good morning. It is spitting rain and yuck out in Indiana land. So hopefully you are dry and warm wherever you are. Our first story, as you guys know, if there's anyone that knows about sports ball, it's me. So Juan Soto signed with the Mets on a gargantuan $765 million contract as the Yankees miss out. Now, I'm going to assume that he was wanting to play baseball and that everyone's okay with this. I would also like to get a contract to not play baseball. In a move reverberating not just through the MLB, but the entire worldwide sports landscape, Juan Soto agreed to a record 15-year contract worth $765 million with the Mets on Sunday, according to sources, to usher in the winter meetings. Now, the deal, which is pending a physical, eclipses, the $700 million contract over 10 years, which included significant deferrals that Shohei Ohtani received from the Dodgers last year. You guys know, I know all about the sports. Now, whoever you are, sir, you must be awesome at baseball because I don't even know that anyone would pay me $5 not to play baseball. Now, MLB valued that deal at $460 million in present day cash value because of the deferrals. So Soto's deal, according to sources, contains opt-out after the fifth season with no deferrals. So he can opt out during 2029 season with the Mets if they don't increase his salary from $51 million to $55 million over the last 10 years of the contract. Also, he will get $305 million, including $75 million in a signing bonus in the first 5 years of his deal, for an average annual value of $61 million a year during that stretch. He's 26, so that does seem like it can solidify their, team for that amount of years. I don't know, you guys. It looks like he is also pushing hard to re-sign managing partner Hal Steinbrenner. So there you go. I mean, it looks great for that. I don't know what baseball does. It looks like he's an outfielder, and if he can hit the ball and they're willing to pay him that much, then that's fine. I just won't be going to any sort of baseball. Is he wearing mittens? You guys, are these special sports training mittens like to keep your hands warm so when you bat, you don't hurt your, little batting hands? I am all the confused. This is probably not signaling that I'm going to, give up mornings with Mo for, you know, mornings in the field with Mo because I have no idea what's going on. But if New York wants to pay him that much and he earns that much, then great. I have no idea what to make out of any of this stuff because I don't understand sports. And unfortunately, I do understand, actors passing away. And unfortunately, we lost another classic from Dynasty. Mark Withers, Dynasty and Stranger Things actor, has passed away at 77 years old after a bout with pancreatic cancer. Mark Withers, who's best known for playing Ted Dinart at the first season of Dynasty in 1981, passed away November 22nd after a battle with pancreatic cancer. He was 77. In a statement to Fox News Digital, Withers' daughter, Jessie Withers, said he confronted his illness with the same strength and dignity he brought to his craft, creating a legacy of warmth, humor, dedication, along with his remarkable ability to make every role unforgettable. Throughout his career, Withers appeared in various television shows, including Stranger Things, The Dukes of Hazzard, Dallas, True Blood, Criminal Minds, Matlock, LA Law, and more. Some of his film credits include Basic Training, Bolden, The Ultimate Life, and more. Mark's enduring talent and commitment to the industry that will be fondly loved by colleagues, friends, and fans alike. According to Variety, Withers was an accomplished athlete who earned an NCAA football scholarship to Penn State University before starring in various TV and movie projects. He appeared in national commercials for brands like McDonald's, Folgers Coffee, Irish Springs, American Airlines, and more. He is survived by his wife, Leanne Lou Withers, and his daughter, Jessie. Now, according to Variety, the family has requested that donations be made in his memory to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. So there you go. You know, I do feel like we're losing out on actors who did things before they were actors. So, different things, different people like Steve Buscemi, who was a firefighter and things like that. He wasn't an actor first. You have a lot of kind of working actors who have been in a bajillion things, but they've had these rich lives before this. And I feel like people that have actually done something with their life, that go on to act, they do bring a certain something, a certain realness, a certain humanity that Rachel Zegler just can't. It is weird. Well, Jay-Z may be getting tarred with that baby oil that Diddy done used. Jay-Z has been accused of raping a girl, age 13, with friend Sean Diddy Combs. More than 2 decades ago, a bombshell lawsuit has just put out there. Now, I know that you guys may not have seen this on your thing, or your internet may have a little coffin doffer, alert that goes off. But yes, the news is now looking to, former FBI agent Coffindoffer as to her expertise in the Jay-Z story. So that'll be interesting to watch. Hip hop legend Jay-Z has been accused of assaulting a 13-year-old girl with Sean Diddy Combs at a VMA after party in New York 2 decades ago, a bombshell lawsuit claims. An alleged victim, only identified as Jane Doe, leveled disturbing allegations in the newly refiled civil lawsuit filed in the Southern District of New York on Sunday. Now, the complaint was originally filed in October against Combs, but has since been amended to include Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter. Now, Carter, though, lashed out at the allegations late Sunday, claiming in a statement that the alleged victim's lawyer refiled the complaint only after allegedly trying to blackmail him first. So this is a big, he said, she said. There are kind of, it's very odd to see the, lawyer who filed the claim kind of trading insults and fights on TikTok with, Jay-Z, but it definitely does seem like there might be there might be some corroborating info in some of these things. Now, in the court papers, the alleged teen victim claims that she was attacked both by Combs and Carter at a drug-fueled house party in September 2000 after VMAs at Radio Music City Hall as an unnamed female celebrity watched on. Now, the girl did claim that the attack unfolded after she had a drink that made her feel woozy and lightheaded. So, this does kind of follow the pattern of what we have heard from other, people that are alleging that Diddy did attack them. Usually they were incapacitated at some point. Now, there are allegations that, Jay-Z and another female celebrity also were in the room during these things. So this will be something that I'll be going into a little bit more. I'm going to do a big legal roundup because we've got Daniel Penny, we've got this kind of blowing up. But we also have Miss Lori Vallow, who will be going pro se as her own defendant in unaliving of Charles Vallow. Uh, and I think that there's a lot of stuff that's kind of going on that we will have to do our own, like, legal, hangover sort of update. So I won't be getting into all the gross details of this, but Jay-Z has taken to X to tell everyone that you will not get one red penny from him. He is going to, he's being blackmailed. He is the victim here. So I am sure that we can all go to sleep in the knowledge that, well, Jay-Z is not the problem, right? I'm sure if you yell loudly on Twitch or Twitter or any sort of the Instagrams, everyone believes you are totally innocent after that. Probably not. Well, Apple Tree, not making any allegations, son of an FBI agent who is charged with the unaliving of a 13-year-old boy after a fatal shooting. Interesting. Must have needed, a lot of time to really double check this. Police in Albuquerque, New Mexico have arrested a second suspect in connection to a fatal shooting, and the suspect is the son of a federal agent. Thomas A.C., 21, was arrested December 5th after investigators tied him to the August shooting of Michael Tubb, 13, who was in a vehicle that A.C. allegedly fired at during the shooting incident on August 18th. Another unnamed teenager who was in the car but was also injured, however, he survived, are things that he's facing. So he's facing felony for, gross bodily injury and the death, related to these firing at an occupied car. Now, news coverage of the arrest also pointed out that AC is the son of FBI Special Agent Brian AC, who is well known in the region and makes occasional appearances in local media to discuss crime-related issues. The first suspect to be arrested in connection with the fatal shooting of Michael Flores, 22, who was Michael Flores, 22, and he was booked at the Metropolitan Detention Center on November 13th. He also faces open count of murder in the first degree. It was later determined by investigators that AC was with Flores when the shooting happened. KOAT, a local ABC affiliate, reported that a spokesperson from Albuquerque Police Department said that AC was accused of firing on a vehicle at 4th Street Southwest in Atlantic Avenue Southwest in downtown Albuquerque. The vehicle was being driven by a 17-year-old girl uh, who the other who was the other, victim of the shooting. Tubb was her passenger. In addition to the felony murder charge, AC also faces charges of shooting at or from a motor vehicle, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, 9 felony counts of tampering with evidence, 9 counts of conspiracy to commit a felony, and 2 counts of attempting to commit a felony. He is being held at the Metropolitan Detention Center without bail. So there you go. You know, Also, you're telling me that Daddy Dearest didn't tell you to not, play with weapons, to shoot into weapons, not get a bajillion and 27 felonies? Okay, seems interesting. Well, if the they always say when God closes a door, he opens a window, but I've never heard if God takes away your pension, he gives you an OnlyFans. But, modern audiences, what are you going to do? Desperate sheriff's deputy takes to prawn for cash but resigns when her raunchy double life is exposed. But ching. A Colorado sheriff's deputy resigned this week after officials learned that she's appeared in pornographic videos, a second career she took out of desperation over mounting bills. Sure, that's why every girl's on OnlyFans, mounting bills. Shannon Laughlin, a 21-year veteran of the Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office, told CBS News Colorado that she turned to the seedy world of adult cinema because her finances had soured and she couldn't keep up. I was desperate and I was drowning, she told the station. I found legal, lucrative means of providing support for my family that I needed at the time to save my home for them and feed my family. Interesting. But the sheriff's office began an internal investigation after the agency learned about her off the clock job, which Laughlin said she'd worked for about a month. The department didn't say how they learned about the videos, but Laughlin admitted she had probably broken some internal regulations that require advanced authorization for employees looking at, side jobs, if you will. It was a violation of a policy that to not request permission to work, secondary employment, she said. I know that, I knew that. It could be considered a double life. There are many deputies and officers doing what they can to make extra money with or without permission, she said. People are going to do what they can to survive this time. But the 44-year-old wife and mother who ran the department's driving academy, this just the driving academy. I mean, maybe the boys would pay attention to when to brake if you wore something like that. Claimed she was pushed to do it because do the half-dozen sex scenes because of rising debt, high insurance rates, and spiraling costs. In part, that's what came from a June 2023 storm that left her home with $500,000 in hail and water damage that insurance wouldn't cover, sky-high interest rates that tripled her adjustable rate mortgage and led to foreclosure, increasing utilities, gas, food costs. She drained her savings, borrowed money from her family, and cut spending, she told CBS, but the debt collectors kept calling. My actions were made out of desperation, Laughlin said, adding that her husband supported her decision. Some may judge and say there are better ways to make money, but at the time there were no other lucrative means of doing so. I mean, would you buy lemonade if she set up a stand? I mean, and I'm sure her husband was like, only if it was tasteful and required of your character. Uh, there you go, ma'am. Sure, there was nothing else out there. Not Mary Kay, not, starting a podcast, nothing. She said she made enough money to cover the mortgage and the industry was professional enough that she never experienced any pressure or coercion. The sheriff's office declined to comment, telling CBS that due to policy and due process issues, they were not able to respond to any specific questions. But Laughlin said she loved her job on the force, which she resigned from Tuesday. I found my niche in law enforcement as a support role. Well, I've found that many undergarments serve a niche too. It's called a wonder bra. Okie dokie. I've been dedicated and loyal. I truly enjoy what I do and all the lives I've been able to touch. Okie dokie. She also worked on the state's Peace Officer Standards and Training Board, but stepped down several weeks ago. Well, I mean, she fought really hard to have reverse cowgirl put in standard operating procedure manuals, but us rest of us ladies just were like, no, no, we're just not going to do that. So it was a tough meeting. I'm not going to waste the resources of the sheriff's office to do an investigation for something that, yes, I participated in, she said. She's not sure what to do next, but she hasn't ruled out making more adult videos. Her mom is so proud, CBS said. It's not the first time that Arapahoe County has been hit with such a scandal. About 3 years ago, Sheriff's Office Lieutenant Melissa Williams was forced out of her job after colleagues discovered her secret OnlyFans account. I was shocked and panicking because I never wanted those two parts of my life to collide, Melissa Williams, then 46, said of her 2021 resignation. My personal SMEX life was entirely separate and never affiliated with my, ability to do the job. She felt like my bosses were policing my bedroom. I mean, look, as a gal who would love to have her own, set of handcuffs, trademarked with glitter and teal and possibly fuzzies. You ladies are missing out on, real cop approved, you know, handcuff sponsorships somewhere. Yeah. Also, maybe make sure you don't have what how why would you do that? Okay. Well, looks like someone's ready for their close up. Apparently, we got a glamour shot during a mid-match pose. Let's see. Oh, what is her name? McKinley. Okay, parents. McKinley. We need stop with these names and spelling them where even a dyslexic is like, they're trying to trick me. Uh, Goes viral with a mid-match pose during a dominant wrestling win. California's under 14 freestyle wrestling championship, McKinley Covia, is an emerging force to be reckoned with on and off the mat. The wrestling sensation recently became an overnight, just star on Instagram after posting a video where she struck a confident pose mid-match while holding her opponent in a leg cradle. The clip showcases not only Kova's athletic talent, but her charismatic personality, and has amassed an astonishing 500,000 likes. Yeah, no. This is just like, why are you trying to, give her a fun name that no one can spell? Okay. While clinching the state's freestyle title last June, the senior amassed 47 to 20 wrestling marks with 33 via fall. With skill and finesse, she dominates many of her opponents with a large following online who believe she may be the perfect combination. Fans and fellow wrestlers hailed Kova as the future star of youth wrestling. As her social media flame rises, the young champion appears to be proving that she's not just a competitor, but an emerging trailblazer in her sport. So there you go. I had no idea that was called a leg cradle. I just assumed that's what I did to my brother when he was trying to change the channel and I wanted to watch Fraggle Rock. I did not know that there was a real, thing. But there you go. I'm learning all the new things. It was always a leg cradle. I didn't, make things up and give it. All right, so we are just getting more and more crazy news, or not crazy news, or, well, we might know who possibly might could have, unalived United Healthcare CEO, but we're withholding the name just because why? United Healthcare CEO assassination. Retired FBI special agent details why alleged suspect name is being withheld. Well, I don't know. Maybe they are spelling it phonetically. It's just like Michaela over there. A retired FBI agent explained why authorities have not yet released the name of the suspected killer who gunned down United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson Wednesday in New York City. Releasing the suspect's name prematurely could tip them off and compromise the NYPD and FBI's efforts to both find the fugitive and, also, I guess, have really good investigations. Jason Pack told Fox News Digital. For instance, if officers are closing in on the suspect, publicly outing his name could prompt him to flee, risking the chance of missing him at his current location. Now, Pack told Fox News Digital that within hours of a full face photo being released of the 2013 Boston Marathon bombing suspects, tips began pouring into the investigation. The suspects doesn't the suspect doesn't know for sure if it's law enforcement that has identified him, leaving him to play a guessing game as he calculates his next move, Pax said. Investigators must methodically build their case during every single, stage of the investigation to align with legal standards for probable cause. While the public may have an insatiable curiosity, withholding the name, if they have it, gives investigators the upper hand. In time, the full story will come to light. Yeah, because we're not waiting here, years later to figure out what happened in Las Vegas. Fed, I'll wait. During an interview on Fox News Live Saturday, Fox News contributor and former DC homicide detective Ted Williams echoed Pack, expressing optimism about the search for Thompson's killer. I can tell you behind the scenes, I believe the walls are beginning to close in on this wannabe professional hitman, Williams told host Eric Swan. Uh, the FBI, as you know, joined the search, and I think it's only a matter of time before they catch him. The picture that they have of him is now posted all over this country. Williams stressed that the FBI's involvement in the search will draw the investigation to a close sooner. New York's facial recognition technology is limited in New York, but now you have the FBI and they can go over a national database. The former detective explained, it's going to be very meaningful and helpful to this investigation to have access, I guess, to nationwide databases. Now, it does seem odd that they kind of maybe know a person's name and they know that they have affiliations and links with, Atlanta, but we don't really know who it is and what's going on. So it is very interesting. I think that this is maybe the police trying to look like they know more than what they know, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they are completely right. They've got it. It was, of course, Sam Hyde, as always, in these, YouTube-y internet things. I know. And how is he going to get anywhere without his, Monopoly money and his get out of jail free card? I don't know. I just don't know. Well, you guys, looks like we have more Jean-Benet Ramsey news. Looks like even if Mo is somewhat slacking on her finale and, final notes of the new documentary that came out on Netflix, well, looks like Boulder police are taking it seriously. Who unalived Jean-Benet Ramsey? Cops have investigated these suspects and nothing is off the table. Let's see here. In the early morning hours of December 26, 1996, Jean Benet Ramsey was reported missing from her family's sprawling Boulder, Colorado home. Hours later, her father, John Ramsey, found his little girl's body in the basement of the home. She had a garrote around her neck and her skull was smashed from an apparent blow to the back of her head. Now, for the last 28 years, the case has gone frustratingly unsolved. The Boulder Police Department has named and cleared suspects, changed personnel, and organized task forces, and still have yet to hold anyone accountable for the 6-year-old's death. Police have reviewed more than 1,400 pieces of evidence and interviewed 140 possible suspects and witnesses. There are still more than 50,000 pages of documents in the Boulder Police Department archives, but no one has been brought to justice. Nothing is off the table, a Boulder Police Department source told the Post. We are open to any possibilities to solve this case. The case is now getting renewed interest with November 25th's release of the Netflix docuseries Cold Case, Who Killed John Benet, that shows, the failures of the Boulder Police Department. Here are some suspects who have been investigated throughout the past 3 decades. The Ramsey family. From the start, police have focused on other people who were in the house: her parents, John and Patsy, and her 9-year-old brother, Burke. At the start, Boulder police initially focused almost exclusively on John and Patsy, and it's suspected that Patsy wrote the ransom note that demanded $118,000. Then, for decades, the public has focused on Burke. Internet theorists speculate that he got into a fight with his sister over some pineapple she had eaten and somehow accidentally hurt or unalived her. Then, this theory claims that the parents covered up for their son, making it look like a home invasion. Now, those theories do not account for the presence of unknown male DNA found on Jean Benet's clothing and under her fingernails. Now, within 2 weeks of the murder, that DNA evidence seemed to indicate that someone else had been present in the house at the time of the murder. But it was not until July 2008, nearly a dozen years after John Benet's murder, that Boulder District Attorney's Office announced that the Ramsey family members were no longer possible suspects in the case. John Mark Carr. Now, we all remember this guy. This guy came up a couple years ago, and he was a gross human being. So in 2002, John Mark Carr began communicating with an investigative journalist about the case and seemed to know details about the murder that were not public knowledge. By 2006, journalist Michael Tracy contacted authorities. With Tracy's help, Carr was tracked to Bangkok, where he was hiding to avoid unrelated child grossness charges in the U.S. Welcome, Shizzy Raiders. He was extradited to Boulder and arrested. He confessed to unaliving Jean Benet, but the case against him fell apart. His DNA didn't match samples taken from the crime scene. His estranged wife also provided an alibi, saying he was in North Carolina on the day that Jean Benet was killed. But when Carr was released, not everyone agreed with the decision. The FBI questioned whether Carr was going to be set free too soon. To me, he's still one who might have gotten away, a Boulder police source told the Post. Something about the guy seems fishy to me. Well, he was living in Bangkok. He was hiding from child grossness charges. I mean, either way, he was not on the up and up. So yeah, he was probably gross. In 2023, Carr spoke out publicly saying he was not crazy and not a liar, doubling down on his claim that he was with JonBenet when she passed. He also claimed he might be protecting someone. I know the truth, he said at the time, but no one will listen. Gary Olivia, another child grossness person. They're just all over Colorado. A convicted offender who lived in Boulder at the time of JonBenet's murder, Olivia was fixated on the case and attended a candlelight vigil after the murder. Olivia, who was a drifter at the time, had pictures of the little girl in his tent. He was frequently seen in the family's neighborhood, and he even told the police he was fascinated with the case. Now, his behavior caught the attention of the Ramsey family. John Ramsey told the authorities that Olivia must be the killer. But there are problems with that theory, including no physical evidence tying him to the case. The DNA found at the scene was not matched to him, and he has spent the last 8 years in jail on child grossness and exploitation charges. He was released, earlier this year from prison. Now, he has acknowledged his obsession with JonBenet. In an interview obtained by Cold Case, who unalived JonBenet, he said, "When you see the footage in her little cowboy suit going, 'I want to be a cowboy sweetheart,' that's all. I've never seen anything like it." Ew. Just keep him in jail. Just, they always got 3 names, don't they? Look, that's how you know how you've either done really well in life or really bad in life. They use your 3 names. Your mom will use it if you get out of Harvard, and she'll also use it if you're on the FBI's most wanted list. John Brewer Eustace. The investigation into JonBenet went cross-country in 1997 after 31-year-old drifter broke into a home in Charlotte, North Carolina, and kidnapped and raped a 2-year-old toddler. He's still on this mortal coil because I got a Lord Chippy for him to see. If we don't get him for JonBenet, I'm pretty sure I can take care of that for a toddler. Now, when they searched John Brewer Eustace's belongings, they found a notebook of clippings about the Ramsey case. Thank you so much, Tim Fox. For the love of all that is Cheetos. But authorities soon ruled him out because he was working at the time of the unalivings, and his DNA didn't match anything found on the scene. Now, he is currently being held in prison for, I am hoping, assaulting a 2-year-old. But I could be wrong. Michael Helgoth, an electrician in the area. Helgoth owned a pair of high-tech boots that appeared to match the print left behind at the crime scene. He also owned a stun gun, and detectives determined that JonBenet's broken body showed marks from a similar device. Now, he also had a potential motive. He was embroiled in a property dispute with the Ramseys at the time. A private investigator hired by the Ramseys seemed to imply that authorities should focus on this gentleman. The mystery deepened in 1997 when authorities said they were closing in on a suspect, and 2 days later, Helgoth committed self-deletion, leading many to believe that he unalived himself because charges were imminent. But authorities told the Post that he was never a serious suspect and that his DNA didn't match any of the evidence that was collected at the scene. So there has been movement forward, but it always seems like if one piece fits, it doesn't fit the DNA. And I am shocked that we haven't done some of the ancestral DNA, go to these 23andMe and try to get a potential suspect profile from those. I have heard that that has been charged, and whether that information is forthcoming to the other people in, you know, in this case, I am not sure. But as of right now, we don't know any more than we did. And I do plan to work on making those notes and finishing up that this week. I am while I am feeling like I am getting snarfly, that lovely like sinus cold feeling that you start to get, it shouldn't affect me taking notes and watching the end of that and getting that series wrapped up today. So that's my goal for today. And you know, for those of us out here who have a little bit of miles on us, maybe we're not factory new, but life finds a way. The world's oldest known bird has laid an egg in Hawaii, and the bird is 74 years old. She's still a hot mama. The oldest known wild bird in the world has laid an egg at the ripe old age of about 74, her first in 4 years, U.S. wildlife officials say. The long-winged seabird named Wisdom, a Liason albatross, returned to Midway Atoll National Wildlife Refuge in the northwestern ridge of the Hawaiian archipelago and laid what experts estimate to be her 60th egg. She's she's like, "See, Harry, this is what happens when we go watch Cher. I told you I could not be kept in check if I went to see the original Cher." Wisdom and her mate, Ikikama, I I butchered that, y'all. That was a hate crime right there because I'm pretty sure I did not read that correctly. Returned to the atoll in the Pacific Ocean to lay and hatch eggs since 2006. The albatrosses mate for life and lay one egg per year, but he had not been seen for several years, and Wisdom had begun interacting with another man. Ooh, spicy. When she returned last week, we are optimistic that the egg will hatch. Jonathan Pilsner, a supervisory wildlife biologist at Midway Atoll National Wildlife Refuge, said in a statement. Every year, millions of seabirds return to the refuge to nurse and raise their young. Albatross parents take turns incubating an egg for about 2 months. The chick flies out to sea about 5 to 6 months after hatching, and they will spend most of their lives flying over the ocean to feed on squid and fish eggs. So there you go. Yeah, she's going to have to go on Maury. Be like, okay, if it's not Akima's, who is it? Well, if you have nothing better to do but you really want to be sure that you are in fact the Italian stallion, apparently you can channel your inner Rocky and Adrian at Rocky and Adrian lookalike contests. I mean, the little girls in the middle are cute, but I have some questions. Oh, that's so cute. Couples who look awkward on skates and dates on a chance to celebrate their cute clumsiness in a Rocky and Adrian lookalike contest at Philadelphia's Rocky Fest on Friday. The evening event at the University of Philadelphia or Pennsylvania's 1923 ice rink was meant to echo the pair's first date in Rocky. In the classic 1976 film, the eponymous boxer never actually dons ice skates in the scene, but instead shuffles alongside his best friend, Polly's sister, as she tries to stay upright. The contest's winning prize was a dinner at South Philadelphia's iconic Victor Cafe, where the servers also sing opera along with a hotel stay and a $250 certificate for a Rocky-themed gift shop. New York firefighter John Carrion and his wife Roxanne Carrion took first place. I wanted to do something because we're the biggest Rocky fans, I think, ever. I mean, just look at us, Jason and his, wearing a leather jacket and hat identical to Rocky's streetwear in the movie. Roxanne called the event her dream date. I'm going to go ice skating. I'm going to go to the Rocky Steps dressed up. And now we're going to go see Rocky, at the movie theater. So this has been the perfect date for us. I mean, honestly, that's a cute date. If it's a cute date for them, it's a cute date for them. I don't know that I would be inclined. But if there was a dress your date up as Sailor Moon, Mr. Mo would totally be wrapped into that one. Not looking for any drag shows in which you must dress partner up as Sailor Moon person. But I'm not saying I'm not. She said that the film has garnered such widespread appeal because of the underdog theme, and it's an inspirational story that transcends any age or person, doesn't it? Philadelphia served as the backdrop to the popular Rocky franchise, something the city has been celebrating for 50 years with a 5-day festival that grew out of the inaugural Rocky Day in 2023. The events this week include having a mural unveiling, movie marathons, talks on the enduring appeal of Sylvester Stallone, and a bus tour of favorite scenes. Meanwhile, second cast of the Rocky statue was unveiled at the top of the Rocky Steps at the Philadelphia Museum of Art, where the original was featured in Rocky 3 and will remain there until December 31st. This statue represents everything that the Rocky films stand for: resilience, heart, and the unbreakable bond between Rocky and the people of Philadelphia, Sylvester Stallone said in a statement. So there you go. You get to go have your little date where you're, you know, man friends. And I'm back. Now, call me a purist, but I don't care how Grimace makes more of himself. I just don't want to see it on the internet. Grimace fans prod McDonald's to answer highly inappropriate questions about their mascot. Quote, I just started sweating. Yes, I should be back. I hope. Fans are hounding McDonald's with absurd questions about their beloved mascot. The fast food chain is not having it. One customer went to the fast food restaurant's website and typed in the search bar, "How does Grimace breed?" Their search garnered zero results, and naturally, they uploaded the question and the caption to the internet as unbelievable. No worries. But the person behind the chain's social media seemed exhausted by the silly query and responded with a simple sigh. When another user pointed out how wild the question was, the seemingly bewildered McDonald's rep just responded, "It's just another day to me." I mean, how does he create other grimaces? One user said this needs to be studied, but the fast food countered with "does it?" accompanied by a crying emoji. The original screenshot poster responded to McDonald's exasperated sigh by demanding, "Answer the question, McDonald's." To which the chain responded, "I just started sweating." I think some things are, you know, better a mystery, a user wrote, with the restaurant's X account agreeing. Feel the same. So we will never know how, two grimaces fall in love, make a little grimace. I didn't know this was on anyone's, you know, uh, bucket list, but apparently it's an important question. Another person shared their theory as to how the purple mascot Puff procreates. Quote, Grimace originated as a monster summoned by McDonald's beverages, particularly the milkshakes, meaning he's a thought entity. Basically, Grimace doesn't breed to propagate as a species, instead relying on McDonald's patrons for continued existence. The theory can't be true, though, because Grimace isn't a monster. That amorphous character, what he is, truly remains the biggest debate. That does make more sense than him being a thought monster. In 2021, Brian Bates, an award winning manager of McDonald's in Canada, revealed to CBC News that Grimace is an enormous taste bud, but a taste bud nonetheless. He told the outlet that Grimace serves to show that the food tastes good. However, back in 2012, the McDonald's corporate account posted Grimace is the embodiment of a milkshake, though others insisted he's a taste bud. He's an embodiment of a milkshake? He's thicker than a Snicker? I mean, he has birthin' hips. I mean, I always figured he was just a pear-shaped chick, but okay. Whether he's a taste bud, a milkshake, or just your favorite purple blob, the best part about Grimace is that he means different things to different people. A McDonald's spokesperson told People in 2021, whatever he is, we're just proud he's our bestie and he makes people happy. Whether Grimace is a taste bud or an embodiment of a milkshake, it seems as though the mascot simply doesn't breed, or if he does, the fast food chain thinks the process is better left unknown. Well, I mean, that would explain why the ice cream machine's always down. Grimace, what the hell have you been doing in the ice cream machine? Well, I am the embodiment of a shake, if you know what I mean. Okay, why are people worried about this? I don't know why people are worried about this, but as we always, the comments. Taste bud, hence the name. It's fun for kids, not a Viagra commercial. uh, and just for your safety, just to keep everyone make sure you guys are okay. Apparently, they have researched, they have figured out the most dangerous Christmas song to listen to while you are driving, and it could cause an accident. And it's Frosty the Snowman. I thought it was going to be Grandma got ran over by a reindeer, but I guess go ahead and give Frosty the cold shoulder. Driving while jamming to the snowman themed seasonal song could land you in a snowbank if you're not careful. That's according to experts who warn against listening to music with a high ratio of beats per minute, or BPMs, while headed over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house this holiday season. That would explain a lot of things, but probably only in South Beach. A The fearsome festival or festive news comes courtesy of a study from South China University of Technology, where researchers found that songs with BPM greater of 120 beats per minute guilty of encouraging dangerous driving habits. Now, after evaluating a lengthy list said to include every classic Christmas tune, 1950s Frosty the Snowman, first recorded by Gene Autry, then later that year by Jimmy Durante, was named by Insurancopedia's most dangerous to drive to, skidding to a number one with a potentially crazy making 172 beats per minute. Uh, as the festive holiday season approaches, it's important to recognize how music influences our driving habits. While festive tunes bring joy, some high intensity or distracting songs can impact our focus on the road. Max Copeland, CEO of guidance website, explains. And while it's nearly impossible to avoid at this time of year, the second most dangerous song, according to the Coverage Kings, is All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey. And yes, I would drive directly into a snowbank to avoid that song. The highly decorated tune has a nerve jangling 150 beats per minute. The other so-called offenders include Jose Feliciano's Feliz Navidad at number 3 and Santa Claus is Coming to Town, which has apparently been creating dangerous conditions on the highway ever since 1934. Findings were compiled using information from the SCUT study that suggests that these types of spirited songs can increase physiological and cardiovascular effects that may increase the likelihood of driving like a moron. Who knows? Meanwhile, some people apparently don't even need to be driving to be driven crazy by Christmas songs. Several adults got into a fight at one of Mariah Carey's recent holiday concert, and a clip of the incident has gone viral on social media. The brawl broke out as the 90s pop diva was recording her, season anthem. Ugh. These moms have had way too much wine, one armchair observer exclaimed on X. So, if you want to avoid the deadly Christmas songs, here they are, all in a list, just for you. Frosty the Snowman, All I Want for Christmas Is You. Feliz Navidad. Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Happy Chris or Xmas, War's Over. Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I Wish It Could Be Christmas Every Day. Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. And I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. So there you go. If you want to avoid, driving badly, apparently just don't listen to Christmas carols. I'm kind of okay with this. Having worked retail, I am okay with Christmas carols being locked up to the week of Christmas. That is all. That is all we will allow you. Having had to listen to every single artist who had a Christmas song, from NSYNC to Bop to the Hansons, or no, or was it? No, they weren't the Manson. They were the Hanson brothers. I was like, they weren't the Manson brothers. I was like, I would have liked that, recording much better of Bop. But there you go. Keep yourself safe this year when you're driving. Just don't listen to any sort of, Santa songs whatsoever. Well, no, it has to be the song's fault. And okay, so I have to tell you, Mr. Mo is kicking himself because he had a wife that was going to be frugal because I was going to have him help me get my hair back to red. And I said, well, I've got the boxes of hair color. Do you want to help me? And he's like, I thought you were going to go to a salon. And I was like, you did? And he's like, yeah, I thought we were just going to, put it on the family credit card and you were going to go to a salon. But if you're going to be frugal, I'll help you. I was like, no, no, that has been rescinded. That has been rescinded. And I am going to, the salon and I'll see you later. And he's like, you're not allowed to book a cruise with that. And I said, honey, absence makes the heart grow fonder. If I'm not on a cruise for Christmas, then how will you guys know if you miss me? I didn't get the cruise, but I am getting my hair professionally done. So there you go. I was almost on that cruise and Mr. Mo was like, "No." So little housekeeping stuff. So I should be able to have some kind of stream on Thursday and Friday, but those will be the days where I will be up doing my infusions. So we might just have shenanigans streams. I don't know how they're going to go. Gonna go now look up and see if I can get myself a hair appointment before I go up to get my infusion stuff. But we should be doing that. I will be buckling down, working on my notes for the end of, the final episode in the JonBenet Ramsey docu-series, and then probably picking out our next docu-series. But I also want to kind of do little updates throughout this week because there are so many cases coming into this new year that we need to be on top of. We've got the Diddy case. We've got Daniel Penny, who I'm Gonna probably get off of here, work on some notes, and then do a video about Daniel Penny. But we've got a lot of cases. Yes, so I'll have two infusions Thursday and Friday, and then one next Tuesday. So we should try that, see how my body reacts, because apparently my body's a little differenty about any medication. It's kind of like, have you ever seen anyone have a really weird, like, reaction? Have you ever seen anyone blow up from something? And it's like, no, but she does. So that's what we'll be working on. Uh, Lori Vallow, you guys, she is going pro se in her Charles Vallow case. So I will be buying a wig. We will be going on all going all in on that. And then we'll be getting into some other things that hopefully I want to start doing more of next year and setting things up so I am ready to come back next year, you know, strong and working stuff out. And hopefully I am not getting a cold, but I feel it. You know, when you feel, and why is it always only one nostril? It can't be your whole nose, but it can be this one nostril here that's just like, nope, we're not working ever again. So there you go. I will be working on that stuff. I'm going to be working on notes for the final episode in, the documentary today. Then I should be giving you guys more in-depth updates on Diddy, Lori Vallow, and Daniel Penny this week, because there are a lot of cases that are kind of going on, wrapping up, or getting started that we can use for next year. So hopefully that gives you kind of a blueprint of what I, in theory, hope to do. And then we will be set up for next week to come in without a hitch. But those are my goals this week. So thank you so much for joining this morning. I hope you have a lovely day. Get all of your chores and stuff done. Some fun time for you, doing whatever you choose to do as fun. I will be doing notes and then laundry and then possibly cooking. So, and then I hope Miss Kern, Miss Captain, gets out and she has some rest and gets to feeling better. Have a lovely day, everyone. I will see you probably this evening for nightly newsy news. Gonna get back on schedule with that. And I will hope to see you lovely guys there too. Bye, you guys. I'll see you in just a little bit.